We live in a society that really sends women a lot of messages about how they should be, what beautiful means. Like we have kind of this narrow definition of what sexy is, usually young and thin, right? And boudoir is a way to put some pressure on that and say, I am worthy and beautiful just as I am. I don't have to fit into a certain mold. I don't have to be a certain way. I can show up and just be me, and that's amazing, right? So I truly believe that boudoir is for every size, every age, every shape. You don't have to be a certain size to be sexy. Sexy is not a size. Sexy is a vibe, right? Sexy comes from within. And that's my job as a photographer, to help draw that out.
Welcome to the Feminine Alchemy Podcast, where we explore the truth about the feminine, the peaceful, the wild, and the visceral. I'm your host, J.N. Behringer, joined by my co-hosts, Julie Dean Richards and Kaylee Rose. Each week, we explore the deep mysteries of the feminine and help listeners apply them to their daily lives in a practical way. Join us to unlock the hidden wisdoms your soul has been waiting for. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Feminine Alchemy. I'm Jan Behringer, and I have on today my guest, amazing guest, Liz Hansen. And she is a boudoir photographer. So we're going to learn something really interesting today. But let's hear all about her, and then we will bring her on. Liz Hansen is the owner and photographer at Chicago Boudoir Photography, a studio that empowers women to feel confident in their bodies, relationships, and lives. Liz opened up her commercial studio in 2018 and has since photographed more than 2,000 women. Wow. She has been featured on TEDx, on National Public Radio, and the Association of International Boudoir Photographers. Liz holds a BA in art and an MA in education, and she lives near Chicago with her husband and 2 teenage daughters. Welcome, Liz. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Jay.
It's so good to connect with you. When you reached out to me, I was like, I love this idea, and I want to make sure that we give it the attention it deserves, because you're absolutely right. Photography, being photographed, is super empowering, and I'm so looking forward to this conversation. It's amazing. But before we get there, though, we got to learn a lot more about you and like who you are as a person and all of those things. What is your sun sign, and how do you relate to that?
So I'm an Aquarius. And interestingly, I was actually born on Valentine's Day, which is February 14th. And then my daughter was also born on Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Wow.
So I feel like a lot of connection to my birthday, to Valentine's Day, to my daughter on my birthday. It's always like a really special. I mean, Valentine's Day is basically bigger than Christmas in our house because of the double birthday, right? Being an Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, we're sometimes seen as being like independent spirits, maybe being a little rebellious, right? And, here I am running a boudoir studio, which is maybe not, it's a little bit taboo, right? It's a little bit so if you've never heard of boudoir, by the way, boudoir is a fancy French word that means a woman's bedroom. Boudoir photographer, what I do as a boudoir photographer is I create a safe space for women to come create sexy, sensual photos of themselves to feel confident and empowered. And I feel like this is like not just a job for me, but almost like a mission and a calling.
Very Aquarian. That service to others, doing something weird. Yes, super Aquarius right there. I love it.
Yep.
Where did you come from? What is your background? How did you grow up? What was your life like as a kid? And how do you think that informs doing what you're doing now?
I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. My dad was a federal worker in the 80s during the Reagan administration. I grew up in a big family. I have 3 brothers and 2 sisters. And I'm a middle child, right? And we grew up in the 80s, like very free range, right? Like a lot of unsupervised time. I think that's the only way you can raise 6 kids is if you kind of let them be feral, right? Like I'm really close with my siblings and my extended family, with my cousins and aunts and uncles. I will say I grew up in a very like conservative religious household. And I do feel like boudoir was a break from that in some ways. My parents are a little bit horrified that this is what I do for work. But my siblings are super supportive. In fact, both of my sisters have come to the studio and done boudoir photo shoots for themselves.
That's amazing. I love this. I love this. I think a lot of people will relate to your background. This is wonderful. This is so good. So yeah, tell us about Boudoir. What is it? What is it? How does it make us feel good about ourselves? And if I'm, a stay-at-home mom and I've got Cheerios in my hair and I don't feel great about myself anyways, why would I bother with any of this? Yeah. Let's do it.
So, boudoir is an opportunity to take some sensual photos in lingerie, implied nude, full nude. I have a studio set up specifically for boudoir and to help women feel something. So, it's more than just a photo shoot, it's an experience. And women come to my studio for all kinds of reasons. Some people are there for a happy reason. Maybe they are getting married to the love of their life and they want to do a bridal boudoir session. Maybe they're having a baby and they want to celebrate with
Mm.
maternity photos. Maybe they are celebrating their 30th birthday or their 40th birthday and they're just feeling like it's time to take some photos. But other women come into my studio for more difficult reasons, right? Maybe they have escaped a domestic violence relationship and are celebrating their freedom. Maybe they have a breast cancer diagnosis and they want to take pictures before their body changes. Maybe they've had a loss in their life and they are feeling the need to just enjoy being alive, right? So there's no wrong reason to do boudoir, and you don't have to have like any reason at all. Boudoir is just an opportunity to stand up and say, I'm worth it. I'm worth being seen. My journey, my body, my life is worth being documented. And I'm going to take a day to take care of myself and really engage in a little bit of self care and create some photos. The photo shoot will be a fun day, but then enjoying the pictures for years afterward will also be a gift.
What are some ways that you create that atmosphere, that create that space of whether it's freedom or celebration or um there's like a lot of like, you can see me, I'm getting this picture taken and I can be seen, even if like nobody's going to see it, regardless of whether you're posting it anywhere or anything. There's a sense of like, I'm being seen, right? How do you create that atmosphere of whatever and tailor it to each woman's needs?
Yeah, every photo shoot with us starts with a phone call, right? So we're going to chat and we're going to find out, what is your vision? What do you want to feel? What do you want to celebrate? What do you want to capture? And we're going to customize a photo shoot for you first over the phone. Then on the day of your shoot, you're going to show up and we really work hard to just take everything off your plate. So you're going to show up with clean, dry hair, no makeup on.
Mm.
And we have a beauty team to get you camera ready. So you don't even have to do your own hair and makeup. And then we are going to select wardrobe for you that like relates to how you want to feel. So do you want to wear a soft, gauzy pink robe, or do you want to wear something with like black lace? Like, do you want to wear our red bottom shoes? What is it that do you want to wear nothing at all? Like, what is it that you want to see and feel and project through the wardrobe? Then we bring you into the studio, be in front of the camera for about an hour. I will tell you exactly what to do and how to pose. You don't have to know what you're doing. You don't have to practice in front of a mirror. This is the fun part, right? There'll be a little bit of a dancing, there's music going, a little bit of movement, and I will capture you in just a lot of different facets of your personality. Then after the photo shoot, before you even leave the studio, we do something really cool, which is a same day photo reveal. So you're going to
Wow.
get to see a slideshow of your pictures right then and there. The reason being, of course, the instant gratification is really fun, but also I want you to see your pictures without a filter, without Photoshop, and see how fabulous you are just as you are, right? Now, of course, afterwards, if you want a little Photoshop, you have a blemish, you have a bruise, something, I'll take that off, of course. But I want you to see and appreciate those photos right then and there, first off.
That's awesome. What about like, I feel weird. I feel awkward. I don't know. I don't feel sexy. How do you take care of that? Because that's going to be the first thing. Like, I can't pose naked. It's weird.
Yeah, okay, for sure. Boudoir is gonna be out of your comfort zone. It might feel weird, it might feel awkward. That's part of the experience, right? Like,
Mm,
stepping into that, embracing that is part of boudoir.
mm,
So, I always tell people that I specialize in awkward. I specialize in first timers, right? Like, most women, 99% of women who come into my studio have never done anything like this before, and that's the point, right? This is the opportunity to step outside your comfort zone, do something that you've never done before. We live in a society that really sends women a lot of messages about how they should be, what beautiful means. Like, we have kind of this narrow definition of what sexy is, usually young and thin, right? And boudoir is a way to, you know, put some pressure on that and say, I am worthy and beautiful just as I am. I don't have to fit into a certain mold. I don't have to be a certain way. I can show up and just be me, and that's amazing, right? So I truly believe that boudoir is for every size, every age, every shape. You don't have to be a certain size to be sexy. Sexy is not a size. Sexy is a vibe, right? Sexy comes from within. And that's my job as a photographer, to help draw that out from you and help you feel that and experience that while you're at the studio.
Yeah. I remember one time I just, this wasn't even like boudoir. I was at a like a one of those fairs, those little, and I was having a booth. And they had one of those photo booths with a 360 camera, and I was so jerky in my movements, and they were like, "Come on, cheer, whatever." And I was like, "Okay." And I had never been like that, and it was such a mirror of how I had gotten into this, like, anxiety space I didn't even know about. So I can see totally how, like, that shifting out of that awkward and giving pulling that out, like, I was a totally different person after that. After it was, like, 5 minutes where they were like, "Come on, you can do this." And I was like, "Well, this is awkward and I feel weird." And then afterwards, I was, like, talking to people and, like, not, like, overthinking anything that I didn't even know I was overthinking. Huge difference. This stuff is so real. I just wanted to say that out loud. Um,
Yeah. Stepping in front of the camera and being seen and being documented can be a transformational experience for real. I mean, this is how I got into this. I signed up for a boudoir photo shoot about a decade ago.
mm,
I'd heard about it, but I didn't really know what boudoir was, but I was very curious. I walked into that boudoir photo shoot like very nervous, very inhibited, with a lot of thoughts about like how a good girl, quote unquote, a good girl shouldn't be doing something like this, you know? And I walked out of that photo shoot, I'm not exaggerating, like feeling like ready to show up in my life in bigger and better ways. Like I felt like I wanted to
yeah,
be more expansive, like I was ready to do more and be more in my life. And that's honestly the reason why I opened up my boudoir studios, because I wanted other women to have that experience also. I wanted to offer a space where women could feel that expansiveness, where they could challenge some of the societal norms and beauty standards that they'd been taught their whole life and experience something bigger and grander. Just like I feel like empowered women are going to change the world. And I wanted to be like a part of that catalyst in a small way.
love it. I love it. I absolutely, it's so true. I did do a photo shoot where we painted our faces and we were topless, but you didn't have, like, anything seen. And after that, oh my gosh, I was like, I can take on everybody. I'm gonna, like, do everything. I don't even care. Like, I was so magnetized and it was amazing. It was so amazing. Like, this is transformational things. One thought I was having that, like, flew out of my brain all of a sudden. What if someone says to you, "I need to lose 100 pounds before I do this?"
I get that all the time, right? We live in a world that teaches us, like, we live in a diet culture, right?
Yeah.
That's like smaller is always better. Even if you're small, you should be even smaller, right? And so I understand the desire. And I would say you are worthy and perfect and beautiful just as you are. I support you on your fitness journey. Do the photo shoot now, do it next year, do it the year after as your body changes, as you work on your fitness. Great. But right now is the moment we have. Right now is precious. I remember, especially during the pandemic when everything was shut down, thinking like, why did I ever wait to do anything? Like now's the time. People often tell me when they do the boudoir photo shoot, I wish I'd done this 5 years ago. I wish I'd done
Yeah.
this 10 years ago, right? So do it now. Lose the weight or not, whatever, do it next year. Boudoir is just something that you can do now to feel confident, beautiful, empowered about how you are, who you are, where you're at right now today. And your body's beautiful at the weight it's at. Again, sexy is not a size. Sexy is a vibe. Curves are beautiful, and I'd love to photograph them.
I love it. Okay, so when somebody says, "I don't like my butt," or "I don't like my belly," how do you help them? So, like, there's a difference between, "Oh, we're just gonna not take a picture of it. We'll take a picture at this angle," or, "We'll use some light and shadow." It's like, "No, we need to go full on and, like, help you understand, help you integrate. It's not terrible." How do you walk that conversation? How do you go and take something that somebody says, "I don't like this specific thing about me," and then help them work through that?
Listen, I'm always open to hearing like, you don't have to hide that from me. You can tell me that you don't love your legs or your arms or your belly or whatever. We don't have to pretend. Boudoir is not about pretending. And once I have that information, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a whole variety of pictures. Let's say you tell me you don't like your arms. We're going to take some pictures that show your arms, some pictures that don't show your arms. We're going to take some pictures where we celebrate, some pictures where you have a robe with a little bit of coverage, right? And then when you see the pictures, you can decide which pictures make you feel the most confident. And you'd be surprised how often people say, I know I hate my arms, but that picture shows my arms and I don't hate that photo, right?
Mhm.
Because there's something about being seen from someone else's point of view. Like for you always see your body in one certain way because you're in it, right? And you've probably been using your phone a lot, and the phone has our phone cameras are great. Like, everyone's walking around with a camera in their pocket, and I love that. And phone lenses are also a really interesting focal length. So, like, when you hold a phone close to your face, you get a distorted view of your face. Why
Mm.
it like, the wide angle lenses, they distort and flatten, right? And so a lot of people think they have, like, bigger noses than they actually do because they're so used to taking close-up pictures with their phone, with the selfie, which distorts and flattens the center of the face. So, I don't know, I'm here to challenge some of that, to take a picture from a view you've never seen. Like, how many pictures of your back do you have?
Yeah.
Like, none, right? But I love the female back. I love to
Yeah.
take pictures of women's backs. They're beautiful, right? And so, yes, there may be a part of your body that you're still working on loving or that you have more neutral thoughts on. Like, I'm glad I have arms, but I don't love how they look, you know? And that's
Mm.
totally fine. You don't have to walk into the boudoir studio loving every single part of your body in order to enjoy the experience.
So good. So good. What do you see when you're taking pictures?
It's so interesting. People are often like, "Oh, sorry. Oh, I'm showing so much skin or whatever." And to me, it is just a beautiful body every time. It's form, it's light, it's shape, it's woman, it's female. I mean, I've seen so many naked bodies at this point. I'm basically like a doctor. Like, it does not phase me.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are like, "Do I need to put a liner in the bra? It's a little sheer." I'm like, "No, it's fine. You can show your nipples." Like, it doesn't bother me. And to me, there's no such thing as a body that's wrong. Right? Every body is beautiful and can be photographed in artistic ways, and that's my whole job every single day. So, I just absolutely love it, and I love seeing the diversity of bodies, right? Like, there's every size and shape and color out there. If you're not seeing that in your feed or in your life, get out there and see other there are bodies that look just like yours in this
Mm.
world, right? If you think you're the only one, like, let's fix that. And even people who do fit into, like, the narrow beauty standard, even women who are young and thin, they still have, like, weird stuff on their skin and stretch marks and stuff. Like, human bodies are they're living, they're real, they're not plastic, right?
Yeah.
They're not airbrushed. They are not just some mannequin, in a store window, right? Human bodies are real, living, they're always turning cells over and stuff, right? And so, I don't know, I guess the more we can embrace that, the reality of, like, this organic body that we live in and how magical and wonderful it is that we have a body that allows us to do so many things, I think that will bring more joy into our lives.
Yeah. I hear so many people say, "Oh, once I get rid of the cellulite, someone will love me. Once I get rid of this, flabby arm, someone will love me. Once I get rid of this excess skin because I've lost a bunch of weight, then someone will love me." But this is a great way to show yourself that you're actually pretty awesome instead of waiting for that external validation. It's like a great external validation, internal validation moment. I love it. I love this.
Yeah. I mean, you can give boudoir photos to a partner if you want, but the experience is primarily for you.
Yeah. What is the oldest person you've ever photographed?
I'm like 75.
I love it.
She came in, she was celebrating her 40th wedding anniversary,
Mm.
and it was really sweet. And yeah, I don't photograph under 21, right? Boudoir is not for minors, but I've had every age in between, women in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. And I think every age and every stage is worth documenting, right? Like, I
Mm.
wish I had boudoir photos from before I had kids. I wish I had boudoir photos when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
I do have boudoir photos after I had my kids because that's when I got into this, but I wish I had them from earlier too, right? Like, take them now, keep taking them. I mean, it's like, it's Something to honor your journey each step of the way.
So good. So probably most people aren't flying to Chicago to come photograph with you, although it's be awesome if they did. What are some important questions that they should ask their local photographer to make sure it's like a good experience, it's a good fit, and that they're doing things in a really positive way? Though I don't imagine it would be like bad, but I think people want to know like what should I ask?
Yeah, and you should do a little bit of research. There are boudoir photographers all over the country and all over the world, and you should find one close to you. Or, of course, come spend a weekend in Chicago. We'd love to have you. You should definitely get on the phone with the photographer. This isn't the kind of thing where you just like fill out a form and then show up in someone's basement and hope for the best, right? Um,
That sounds terrifying.
right? And yet you would be surprised. Get on the phone, ask some questions. What is your privacy policy? Who will be there during the photo shoot? Is hair and makeup included? What should I bring? Do you have outfits for me to wear? Do I bring my own? When will I see the finished product? How will I enjoy my pictures, albums, digitals, those kinds of things? And just see if you feel like you connect with the photographer.
Yeah.
And then once you've selected a photographer, just trust them. Allow the photographer to unfold the process for you. Don't fight it. Allow the photographer to try some things maybe you wouldn't have tried. Step out of that comfort zone, right? Don't say, only want these photos or these poses or this lighting, right? See if you can open yourself up to what the photographer might have in store for you creatively. Because if you give
Mm,
the photographer a little bit of space, a little bit of creativity, that's when the photographer is going to really be able to create something special for you.
that's so good. So once you decide you can trust them, then just trust them. Actually trust them.
Exactly. And let
Yeah.
go a little bit, right? Like honor the experience that the photographer has. Yeah, just kind of I call it like letting yourself go into the experience and just
Mm.
embracing it for what it is, right? We live in a digital photography era. If the photographer takes that picture you don't like, they just delete it, right? It's not the end of the world, right? So just allow the photographer to try some things. Let yourself feel like the movement of the poses and just see what happens.
So good. So what are some things that you're doing right now on a global scale? What was your TEDx talk about? What are some things that you're doing on a grander scale to support women and their feeling of empowerment?
So, Boudoir is obviously my business. That's what I do. But I have this bigger mission to help women feel more empowered and confident in their lives, which is one of the reasons I'm here on the podcast. I gave a TEDx talk encouraging women to spend more time with their nude bodies, looking at their nude body in the mirror, those kinds of things. Even if you're not in the Chicago area, I have a bunch of resources on my website that you can check out and enjoy. I've got some free ebooks about body confidence. I've got some printables with affirmations that you can say every morning. I've got a boudoir quiz that you can take to find out what your unique boudoir style is. So, yeah, I'm just always looking for ways to give back to my community, to women in general. We are doing a big domestic violence awareness month coming up where we are going to give proceeds from every boudoir photo shoot to a shelter, and we're hosting a self-defense class for women. So I'm just always looking for ways that I can help women in and out of the studio to rise up, claim their power, and feel confident.
But where can people find you if they want to connect with you or schedule a shoot with you or any other kind of like, oh my gosh, I need to feel more empowered and I just feel so connected to Liz? Where do they find you?
The best place is my website, chicagoboudoir.com. Boudoir is a tricky word to spell, but it's BOUDOIR.com. And yeah, even if you're not in the area, come by, drop me a note. I'd love to connect.
I love it. What is one piece of information that you want to just leave everybody with a little bit of wisdom before we sign off?
I would say if you're listening to this and there's like something in the back of your mind that's telling you to do something, maybe it's a boudoir photo shoot, but maybe it's, put up that website that you've been thinking, list that handmade item on Etsy, email that mentor and ask to get coffee. Maybe it's just something in your mind is telling you to kind of take that next step, do something a little bit bigger. Don't ignore that. Like those little messages that you're getting from within, that is your call to live a little bigger, a little bit more expansively. And I would just invite you to like respond to that, even in a small way. Pick up the phone, write that email, knock on that door, visit that website, fill out that form, and see where that takes you. I know that I lived in fear for a long time of like not doing the thing or being too much or being too loud or whatever. And when I have stepped into like bigger and harder things, there's always so much reward on the other side
Mm.
of fear.
So what I heard you say is boudoir increases your confidence and that increases your capability to listen to your intuition and take the action steps. And that's exciting.
Absolutely.
I love it. Well, thank you so much, Liz, for coming on and hanging out with me. I've just really enjoyed this, and I hope everybody is a little bit more inspired to take pictures of themselves and be comfortable in their body and maybe schedule a boudoir photo shoot.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. This was a fun convo.
Awesome. All right, everyone. See you next week. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. Please make sure to give us a 5-star rating wherever you are listening and share with someone you know. See you next week.